Okay, stop. Before you click away, because this sounds like a modern debate, picture Rome in 130 CE. Emperor Hadrian has just lost Antinous, the young man he loved. What does the most powerful man in Rome do? He mourns him, builds monuments, spreads his image across the empire, and has him worshipped as a god. Subtle? Absolutely not. And that raises a strange question. If same-sex love existed in the ancient world, how did people actually feel about it? Ancient people did not use modern labels like gay, straight, or bisexual the way we do. They cared far more about age, status, marriage, gender roles, and social expectations. Same desire, very different rulebook. Start with ancient Greece, where philosophers could turn absolutely anything into a dinner conversation. Around 600 BCE, the poet Sappho lived on the island of Lesbos and wrote intensely about love and desire between women. A couple of centuries later, Plato's Symposium had elite Athenian men sitting around drinking wine and discussing love like the ancient version of a podcast that somehow lasts 4 hours. One famous speech imagines humans once being joined together, then split apart by Zeus, leaving each half searching for the person who completes them. Some men seek men, some women seek women, others seek the opposite sex. So was ancient Greece basically a modern LGBTQ paradise? No. Very much no. Greek society was deeply unequal. Relationships could be shaped by age, citizenship, gender, and rank. Women had limited public freedom in many Greek city-states. The point is not that Greece was progressive, it is that same-sex desire was visible enough to appear in poetry, philosophy, and art without automatically being treated as impossible. Then came Rome, where romance somehow acquired bureaucracy. Roman society was obsessed with status. A man's reputation often depended less on whether his partner was male or female, and more on social role, citizenship, masculinity, and power. And then there was Hadrian. When Antinous drowned in the Nile in 130 CE, Hadrian did not quietly move on. He founded a city called Antinopolis, commissioned images of Antinous, and supported his deification across the empire. Was this an emperor publicly grieving a male lover? Yes. Yes, it was. That does not mean Rome accepted every same-sex relationship. Roman sexual rules were tangled up with slavery, class, citizenship, and expectations of masculinity. Love existed. Equality did not. Now move east to ancient India, where human desire became complicated enough that somebody apparently decided it needed a manual. The Kama Sutra, written sometime between roughly the 2nd and 4th centuries CE, is famous today for one thing. Ancient readers would probably be confused by that reputation. The text actually discusses relationships, marriage, attraction, pleasure, and social behavior. It also describes male same-sex activity and people described as having a third nature. That does not mean ancient India was universally accepting. Marriage, family duty, reproduction, and religious expectations still mattered enormously. But pretending same-sex desire did not exist? Clearly not the strategy. Here is the funny modern contrast. The word homosexuality itself only appeared in the 19th century. Humans had been falling in love, breaking rules, writing poetry, and making terrible romantic decisions for thousands of years before anyone invented a neat label for it. So how did ancient people view same-sex love? There was no single answer. Greece could discuss it in philosophy. Rome could tolerate some relationships while policing status and masculinity. Indian texts could acknowledge sexual diversity while society emphasized marriage and family. Ancient people were not modern people wearing sandals. Their categories were different. Their rules were different. But the emotions? Those look surprisingly familiar. The labels changed. The arguments changed. Love, apparently, has been making humans complicated for a very long time.